Today let's talk about the DeMarker indicator. Some say it's the champ, but is it really? We'll explore its strength in this video, and by the end you'll find out how much I made starting with $11 balance. So diving into trading, I'll open a trade on the Aussie and American dollar pair, expecting a downtrend. Let's break down the signals. First off, we've broken the lower Keltner Channel and the MACD's green line crossed down over the red from above. Today I'm using and reviewing the DeMarker indicator. Currently it's in the middle zone, so no signals yet. Below there is a resistance level that I believe the price will target. Two indicators signal are enough for me now. Let's observe. While we wait, let's talk about the DeMarker indicator. It shows overbought and oversold conditions in the market. There are many oscillators like it, so let's figure out what makes this one stand out. First trade and almost $20 in balance. Let's continue testing DeMarker with another pair. Hey friends, there are tons of indicators out there, each with its own principles and applications. But they all share one thing: they are not fortune tellers, they are just tools for gathering data. It's up to you to analyze. I've spent years figuring this out, paid with my own deposits more than once. But for you, let's shorten that path and save some nerves and cash. That's why I've created a TG channel guiding beginners on how to trade. Plus, I offer a cool chance not just to learn, but also earn. I run deposit boosting marathons from $100 to $5,000. Weekly in our exclusive club, I share signals and explain them. You can follow along and make money. It's not free cheese, but I'm not taking your money for nothing. My interest is a share of your earnings through partnership. No catch. Check partner reviews on TG. Link in the video description. Join our club and earn with me. Now back to testing the DeMarker indicator. I think it's time to open an upward option on the dollar-yuan pair. Watch the chart as I explain the signals. Like last time, Keltner Channel is breached, but this time at the top. Signal for growth. MACD's green line crossed above the red and DeMarker entered the overbought zone. With these signals, we expect growth. Let's watch, friends. DeMarker compares the latest highs and lows with the equivalent price of the previous period to measure demand for the underlying asset. DeMarker is considered leading. Its signals can be used to forecast trend changes. It helps identify price exhaustion, market peaks and troughs, and assess risk levels. Another positive result, friends! Let's move on to another pair. I reckon it's a good idea to trade for an upswing in this situation. It might seem counterintuitive, but let me break down my logic. Let's draw a line along the candle lows. It's kind of a level where the price hung out for about 30-40 minutes. Seemingly, the price is heading that way, and there is a signal with the MACD lines crossing. But the level is close, and DeMarker hasn't dipped into oversold territory yet. For now, the MACD indicates more of a lack of volatility than the start of the move. So I'll wait for a momentary price correction, then anticipate a drop. Friends, let's continue our discussion about DeMarker. It's actually quite a reliable tool, a bit underrated in my opinion. I find DeMarker produces fewer noise signals compared to stochastic or rate of change. And trade closed! $67 added to the balance. Let's keep walking with this pair and our discussion. Developed by Tom DeMark, the legendary trading guru and a regular on Bloomberg TV. Tom DeMark indicators are well known for their algorithmic approach, leaving no room for misinterpretation. Using DeMarker is quite straightforward. Like most oscillators, it works best in a trend and might not be as useful in sideways markets. A level below 30 is considered oversold, and above 70 is overbought. Time to pause and get back to trading. I'll open a downward trade now. As I mentioned earlier, I was waiting for a continuation of the downtrend after the correction. Since that's done, I'm sticking to my logic and trading the asset down. Let's watch while I continue. In the comments, you occasionally ask how to determine if a level reverses or if the chart will break through it. Well, DeMarker is a suitable tool for that. Other indicators can do this too. I've reviewed many, you can check my previous videos and choose that one that suits you. But today let's focus on DeMarker. Essentially, DeMarker generates values to help you identify the market direction and potential trend changes. However, it doesn't offer a 100% guarantee, so it's better to use it in conjunction with other tools. You can, for instance, use the set I'm working with today. Time to get back to trading. Trade closed. Let's look for a new opportunity. Let's open a downward trade, my friends. Pay attention to the chart, let's figure out why I'm making this decision. Actually, a bit earlier, there was a perfect opportunity for a trade that I missed. All the indicators lined up perfectly on this candle. We had a bounce back into the Keltner Channel, an exit from overbought territory on DeMarker, and the MACD lines crossing. Opening a trade on the next candle seemed a bit late since it wasn't clear when and how this drop would end. But I waited for a correction, and now, from the middle line of the Keltner Channel, I'm expecting further downward movement. I made this decision because the indicator signals haven't changed, just intensified during the correction. So friends, if you missed the moment to open a trade, don't chase it. That's a rookie mistake. There will always be another moment for you to make gains, just like I am now. So take a look around, breathe, and make informed decisions. In this example, you can clearly see how DeMarker can help pinpoint reversal points when the curve leaves overbought or oversold zones, like it did just now. Let's open another downward trade. I believe the drop will continue. Why? Watch the chart. It crossed the lower Keltner Channel boundary, breaking through a significant support level. MACD lines continue to spread apart, and DeMarker hasn't even entered oversold territory yet. There is still room for a decline, so I'm keeping an eye on the chart at this level. Let's see what happens. Friends, the DeMarker indicator consists of a signal curve and doesn't use smooth data. The default time interval for calculations is 14 periods. As you increase the number of periods, the curve becomes smoother. Conversely, it becomes more responsive to a smaller number of periods. Our trade is nearing closure. I think it's time to wrap up this trade. Yes, friends, excellent forecast. $392 added to the balance. I want to continue working with this pair. Notice, DeMarker hasn't entered oversold territory yet, and it's bouncing off the 30 mark. The chart has also stopped its descent. However, MACD seems to be lagging and not signaling a reversal. Although, in my view, an opportunity for a bullish trade is emerging. Let's go for it. Opening an upward trade. Let me redraw what I talked about earlier. The chart is currently frozen at a support level. I'm trading upward directly from it. Slightly messed up the drawing, let me sketch it again. Here we have this very powerful level. Once again, approaching the level, DeMarker bounces off oversold territory. So I decided to trade upward without waiting for MACD, because I really like how accurately DeMarker handles these moments. Let's see what unfolds, but for now I'm genuinely impressed with the precision of DeMarker. Overall, among oscillators, DeMarker gives the most effective divergence signal. This is how Thomas DeMark often accurately identified shifts in global trends. The accuracy of his forecast has been repeatedly recognized with various awards. Well, everything is spot on now. The trade is closing in the green, bringing in a whopping $726. Let's look for a new opportunity. Trading for an upswing in the exchange rate of the British pound against the Australian dollar. Let's take a look at the chart. Everything seems clear to me. We had a phase of price decline followed by a period of consolidation. What's happening now? DeMarker is leaving the oversold zone, the MACD lines are crossing, signaling a potential raise. So I am expecting an upward movement at least towards the middle line of the Keltner Channel. But even before reaching the middle line, there is room for the price chart to maneuver. So far, DeMarker signals based on leaving the oversold zone are working well this time too. It's quite realistic to identify reversals with its help. When the signals align with MACD, the result is quite predictable. So I recommend this strategy. Use it, friends. Already over $1,000 in the bank. Let's increase the investment size to the maximum and look for a new opportunity. Let's open a downward option and attention to the chart. Let's analyze the signals right away. Volatility is low at the moment. We can clearly see this in the MACD columns. DeMarker, as you can see, has left overbought territory and continues to decline. So it's logical to assume that at the current resistance level, the previous rise is exhausted. Therefore, we expect a decline, friends. It seems obvious to me. Now, by the way, is a bright example of divergence, a reversal signal. In our case, this situation where the chart was updating high while DeMarker was leaving overbought territory. This is a signal for decline. And vice versa. We see a new low and the indicator shows that it's higher than the previous one, although in reality the price has updated its minimum. This is a signal for an upward trade. Closed another trade and moving on to other currency pairs to earn again. I see a good opportunity for a downward trade in the currency pair, British pound, Japanese yen. Do I need to explain? The signals are obvious in my opinion. The MACD lines are almost crossing from top to bottom, and DeMarker is leaving overbought territory. Plus, we are trading from the upper boundary of the Keltner Channel. When the chart returns to the channel, it's a good entry point, where you can set the target at the level of the middle or lower line of the channel. Friends, it's important to understand that, like any tool, the DeMarker indicator has its drawbacks because there is no magic wand in trading. And the most obvious drawback is that the indicator line can stay in overbought or oversold territory indefinitely as the market continues to rise or fall. We'll continue talking about the drawbacks later. For now, let's focus on the positives. There is a whopping $2,867 in the balance. The forecast was correct, but in my view, it hasn't played out properly yet. It even seems like a rise is starting, but this contradicts the signals. Opened a downward trade. As discussed earlier, it's divergence. The chart is rising, but the indicators are doing the opposite. So let's stick to our forecast. What else can be said about DeMarker? I've already talked about it just in periods. You can also change the overbought and oversold zone values. I don't need that now, but in a strongly trending market, it might make sense. If you see that the indicator line stays in these zones for too long, you can narrow down these values. But there is no universal solution. It all depends on the market and your trading style. These manipulations require testing. I've explained how to test a trading system in one of my previous videos. Be sure to check it out. Friends, our trade is closed. The balance is $3,667. We achieved a good result with the help of DeMarker as well. And I'll open another trade immediately, doubling the investment. Basically, the reasons for making this decision are the same. The chart is going against the indicators for now, but we remember that DeMarker is a champion in identifying divergence. So I see no reason not to earn again. Friends, I want to warn beginners against doubling investments like this. You can trade like this only if you're confident in your trading system. Otherwise, doubling leads to quick depletion of the deposit and resembles gambling. If you have little experience, it's better to earn step by step. Close each trade separately. At the beginning of the journey, pay more attention to trade analysis, and the excitement that flares up in pursuit of big profits is not the best helper in the business. And our trade is complete. In this case, the risk was completely justified. Over $5,000 in the balance. Moving on. Opening a downward trade, friends. In previous videos, we've analyzed such situation hundreds of times. It's a very common pattern when the price is trapped within the boundaries of a price corridor in a sideways movement. They currently align perfectly with the Keltner Channel boundaries. In such a range, the price can linger between levels for a long time. A breakout occurs only when there is volatility. And according to MACD, we see that it's zero. In such a sideways market, DeMarker is almost useless. It only helps determine the probability of exit in such a corridor. Friends, trading in such a pattern is very comfortable, but only if you trade from the very boundaries of the corridor. You shouldn't open trades in the middle. Predicting the exact direction of the price in the center of this channel is practically impossible. The trade is closed, a comfortable profit. Let's keep an eye on this currency pair. Perhaps we can earn again. Opening an upward trade this time. I've mentioned before that you should only trade from the channel boundaries, but I'm doing the opposite now. But this situation has changed. Let me explain what's going on. The boundaries of the Keltner Channel are narrowing, indicating a possible breakout from the sideways movement. Volatility is increasing, the candle body starts to move in different directions. Well, and DeMarker is close to entering the overbought zone. As I mentioned earlier, in such a pattern, it helps identify the end of the sideways phase, so we can expect an upward movement from the middle line of the Keltner Channel. Remember, the Keltner Channel lines are levels. They are a good entry point for a trade. Friends, let's summarize. DeMarker is an excellent oscillator. It has a very accurate set of signals. Exit in overbought and oversold zones, divergence, and entering zones to identify the end of a flat. Let's conclude the trading session. Friends, I hope the video was useful to you, showing how DeMarker performed in my trading today. With its help, I earned $7,047 on the deposit. Like the video, comment on whether you use this indicator and what successes you've achieved. Subscribe to the channel. Many useful reviews are posted here. Don't miss out on the new ones, hit the bell. I'll be happy to see you in the next videos. For now, goodbye friends, until our next meeting.